What's going on, everyone? So by now I'm pretty sure you've seen the controversy surrounding this Netflix documentary. But I saw this news article headline from the New Yorker, and I'll post it in the comments, that was talking about Netflix extraordinary debut, all right, becomes target of, the right wing or something to that effect. And I just sat there and I looked at it, and I'm staring at my phone and I'm like, I can't really just believe this. I can't really comprehend it. Now, if you remember, I've been saying this for a couple of years, since 2014, 15. Obama opened the door, all right? I always said it was going to be bigger than gay marriage, and it was going to spread bigger than that, all right? Because from a biblical standpoint, from a spiritual standpoint, we know that the enemy's always trying to gain territory. And remember, we were saying for years that they were studying in the universities, why people are pedophiles. And we've got all these studies coming out. And they had this thing about trans age and, I identify as a 12-year-old girl, and that's why I'm attracted to 12-year-old boys. And they're actually saying that people are born as pedophiles. And you've seen, people like Don Lemon's comments about it. But what is so disturbing to me, okay, is that I saw a little clip of this Cuties documentary. And I mean, it's absolutely mind-blowing, because you got to think about, with anything that people, do a movie or a film at, they have to have a casting call, and they had to have so many girls probably dancing in front of them, and all these adults are looking at them and saying, okay, which girl are we going to pick out? Like, how disgusting is that? And then it's not just, like you would think, like some twerking, like standing up. These little girls are face down on the floor, and they're zooming the camera. There's a little clip that's floating around on the internet. And when I saw it, my mind was just blown at the fact that this is even acceptable to anybody. Because I would like to believe there was a time where, we all could kind of agree on certain things that was just unacceptable. But let me tell you how the devil works. The sexualization of children, you look at the clothes. It's hard to buy appropriate clothing, modest clothing, especially for little girls, even in places like Target and Walmart. It started with the little programs. It started with, honestly, let's take prayer out the schools, and then they started teaching and indoctrinating our children. And they started pushing the gay agenda and all this stuff. Encourage your kids to masturbate. This is on the World Health Organization's website. Little by little, here and there. And now we've gotten to the point where they actually think it's acceptable to have these little girls doing this stuff. And I mean, it's bad. If you watch it, it is absolutely terrible. And guess what? These are the same people who have that liberal mindset. These are the same people that praise Cardi B for her WAP video, that defend it, that say, don't expect her to be a role model to your children. But people are letting their kids listen to the songs and listen to the lyrics, and it's all over TikTok. And the fact that preaching videos get banned on social media, but the WAP video can be out and about, and it's no issue. And there's videos that are worse than that. These are the same people who just passed this law in California about sexual assault and people not having to register as a sex offender, okay? These are the same people, okay, that say let people just love whoever they want to love. We're just liberal. We're just free with it. Let people live their life. Let people do what they want to do. Okay, these are the same people who want little boys to be in the girls' bathroom and vice versa, that are pushing these bathroom bills. Why? Because that's exactly how it always works. The enemy doesn't come and just show you his horns and say, I'm the devil. It's little things here and there, and then they try to justify it. What you're going to see them do is they're going to sexualize children. And you've got all these disgusting, it's like literally you're giving people, the predators and pedophiles, material. All they got to do is go to Netflix, for their little sick little fantasies. And, people don't want to acknowledge that this stuff is real, with the Pizzagate and these rich people and these elite people buying and selling children, and the stuff that we saw come out with the wafer. People are still sleeping. And the Bible says that in the last days, all right, people would call good evil and evil good. In the last days, there would be a strong delusion. How is this stuff happening? And people are not waking up to the fact that the devil is real. The devil's not even hiding anymore. How are people still asleep? The Bible says when you see these things happening, look to the sky, for your redemption draweth nigh. We're living in a sick world. I used to always talk about horror movies. I said, how sick does that person's imagination be to come up with that kind of stuff? How wicked does their imagination? What are they tapping into to just come up with the most disgusting stuff they can? The same thing applies here. Because guess what? Somebody was telling those little girls, somebody was directing those little girls, lay down like this and make this kind of face and do it like this. And then some grown adult with a camera, it was zooming in and panning in and saying, just if you see the little clip that is floating around on Facebook, it just blows my mind. And guess what? These are the same people that are passing all these laws and agenda. And I saw the headline this morning. It said, extraordinary Cuties Netflix debut is being used, by the right wing to attack, the liberals. They're like, it's a good thing. Oh, they're just dancing. That's how the devil does. Oh, just eat the fruit. It's no big deal. Oh, just lay down with Delilah. It's no big deal. I'm telling you what, you better wake up. And there's some people that are coming for our kids. This is the crazy thing. The same people who are in charge of COVID, who are supposed to be in charge of COVID, the World Health Organization, if you go to their website, they're the same people saying your kids should explore themselves and encourage them to masturbate, encourage them to touch themselves. It's the same people pushing this curriculum in the schools. Because whether you want to admit it or not, there are people out there, and I talked about this the other day. Look up MAP. It's minor attracted person. They identify as MAP. That's what they call themselves, minor attracted person. And they're attracted to little children. And if you look at the research that these people are doing, this is legit in the colleges, in the university. They literally, I shared an article, and this article was from 2014, where they said pedophilia is something that people are born with. They're born with it. Where's that lingo, that language, that vocabulary, what does that sound familiar with? Because what's going to happen, I'm going to tell you what they're going to do. And they're going to be slick. Exactly what they did in California. They said, let's lower the age where there can be a 10-year age difference. And maybe, they're not going to register as a sex offender anymore. And then eventually what they're going to do is they're going to lower the age of consent. They're like, oh, other countries, they're having sex and stuff, 16 years old, 15 years. They had like that big sexual revolution in Europe. They're already encouraging your kids to do all this kind of stuff. Right? Then the next thing you're going to see, and they're going to do it in a politically correct way, oh, well, if there's a, 16, 17-year-old girl and she's in love with an older man, who's to say love is love, right? That's how they're going to do it real slick. And then they'll say, oh, well, if 13-year-olds and 14-year-olds, want to have sex with each other, who's to stop them? Let them explore. Let them live life. Let them have fun. And there's people already saying this. I remember seeing a tweet where they were talking about, sex can be enjoyable, for underage kids if they do it with adult supervision, if they're supervised. This stuff is really out there. But a lot of people, they don't want to see the signs. They want to close their eyes and they want to just act like, oh, I'm unaffected by this documentary, or, oh, I'm not going to watch it, and not realizing part of the reason they're putting it out there is because they know that your kids are just scrolling through Netflix. No supervision, just watching stuff. And they try to make it like, oh, look at these little girls dancing. And then your daughters are watching it and just being sexualized. Why is there such a desperation to sexualize children in America like that? Look at the clothes that you have to choose from in a lot of stores. Look at how they are putting this representation of LGBTQ in every kid's cartoon. I saw a Burger King McDonald's thing where they had the Burger King and Ronald McDonald kissing on the mouth, talking about love conquers all. Better wake up and pay attention, man. They're trying to come for our kids. They're trying to indoctrinate them. Man, we can't be silent about this kind of stuff. Can't be silent. Man, love you guys. Be blessed. Be encouraged.